As it's St. George's Day this week on the 23rd, thought it might be quite a nice idea if we have a quick look at something to do with St. George. In our featured panel calendar, you'll notice we've got a St. George's Day feature. If I click on this, it takes us straight through to the folder with some helpful little activities all about St. George and his dragon. If I click on the St. George profile and launch the app, when it opens up, yep, you could just fill in a leaflet all about him with the think about, helping to guide us through what we're going to put in the various different areas, some appropriate clip art, and also an image. It's a good starter. However, there are other things that we could be looking at doing instead. And what I'm thinking of is perhaps creating a game. I'm going to go into my home page, to Tools, and then scroll down till I find 2DIY 3D. Really nice tool for making goodies and baddies games. I'll open my 2DIY 3D. As you can see, it can be set as a to-do. Normally we'd be looking at just the basic simple game. I thought I'd show you a few features of the slightly more advanced My Game with the multiple levels and various other assets. So I click on here. You can see that we have the bits that we'd probably be used to viewing, being able to make walls, draw our own bits and pieces in around the ceiling. A few other buttons on here to familiarise you with. Other allows us to change the lighting in our game, brightly lit through to very dark at night time. We can change the height of the wall, as you can see, and we could use perhaps one of the nice music tools in Purple Mash to be able to create some background music, or just choose something that we've got outside on our own devices. There's some bits and pieces here already, but as I say, you can open your own or just record some straight away. The thing we've got is the ability to be able to put things like fire. You can see here it removes half a life. I can just add bits. You can walk through fire, but it takes some of your life away. We can add some trees into our scenario. Might also want to put some walls in. Maybe make a maze. These walls can be edited. You can draw your own. You can use the clip art. You can make this whatever you'd like it to be. A load of castles. This particular one. So if I just go in and have a look, you can see I've got level 1. I'm loading. Click play. You can see we've got our fire. Got the trees. It's night time, as you can see. Not very easy to see our castles because it's dark. 3 lives, points. Let's just exit. I can, of course, just go back, change my lighting, make it very bright, and go back in and see what kind of difference that makes. A lot clearer. From here, if we then just go back out and start thinking about putting some of our characters in, we can put in a goodie, which in this case is going to be a princess, because we want George to go around, rescue the damsel in distress. Let's just get some from our fairy tales. Got a nice princess in here somewhere. There we go. She's just going to stay still on this particular level, make it easy to catch her or rescue her. And then the baddie being, of course, the dragon. And again, you can just click in here. We could just look for baddies, as you can see on here. It's got them all. Or you could use the search at the top for what it is we're after. Oh, that dragon looks quite impressive. We can get him to move all round by himself. I'm going to move left to right, and we'll make it so that he always turns around and faces the player. Makes him a bit more menacing. We can have sound effects if we wish. make your own, import ones you've already created, use the ones available. I'll just put the sheep on. And then what's going to happen if we actually come into contact with that particular character. Okay, and then we can just go in and have a look and see what our game is like. You can see the characters. I'm just going to turn around. Oh, there's our dinosaur tumbling around in the background. And there's my princess. But what we're going to do here is to add another level. Before you do that, you need to go and save what you've got already. I'll just put George, the name of my game. Now I can go to level 2. We might choose to make this one just ever so slightly more difficult than the previous level. I can add some water. You can't go across water. I can change my ground, put some grass on it for him. And then again, I can also start adding more characters. Just drag on another goodie. And I can alter this one. Might be a different kind of princess on here. Let's just find one in our fairy tales. There we go. Another princess, but this time the princess may be making it just a little bit more awkward by moving around. We might make it so that she's always growing and shrinking. If you catch her, then you get more points because it's more difficult. You can see you can add sound effects as well. And same thing goes for the dragons. You can choose whatever kind you would like. Again, you can draw your own. Let's put this one in just to make it a little bit different. And we'll make him so that he's moving all over the place, less easy for you to be able to actually avoid him. Make him always turn and look towards us as well. And rather than losing a life, he's going to take a point off. Okay. If at any point you want to preview what this one's going to look like, click on the magnifying glass and it will show you this particular level. You can see we've got some water, and over here, swing around, we've got our characters. Not going to play the game again because we're still going back through and checking what it is we'd like to be able to see what's going to happen in our game. Little info button means that you can change all of the different parts, titles, colours, sounds when the game's over, what happens when you complete levels, how long you've got and how many lives you have available. And also you can give some written instructions as well as voiceovers. They're quite a dynamic game creator, lots of different levels, lots of different options to be able to make this exactly what you would like it to be. And I'm sure the children would have lots of fun creating something for their friends to play, perhaps put them up on display boards afterwards.